almost 30 years now. A woman still a crash out over my little pengeleng.
Man, I remember Foota, you cock little, you prick little, you prick little bad.
Jano people, me have to thank God. Cause me never know say. I saw my little pengeleng sweet.
And me first this start from. Remember me and you take your first plane go Barbados, beat.
Now that probation is officially over, me can clear talk.
On a dancehall column them. And maybe 2 years from this, you know, the king.
Atasa! Atasa!
Maybe 2 years from this, you know, the king.
Remember, me not living a dream, you know.
Maybe 2 years from this, you know, the king.
Me conk any boy.
Kartel, me hear you brag and I show off by your poor people. Them I talk about you don't chat to poor people.
Like yeah, tell people
A
me
future
right.
Fambo featuring Beanie Man, you know. Cause me have my song, I'm okay.
No, I say I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself.
That's why you have all of these problems. Like your hormones over there right now. You might be your sitting might be dead and can't move because of the sugar where you have.
Pengeleng!
So did Foota hype Baby Mada finally get on him skin, or Foota hype is just a troublemaker, my people? Well, that's where Foota hype finally reacted to is Baby Mada, who would have on the internet around my people and I talk up a bag of things, calling him deadbeat and all kind of stuff, my people, same thing dead, you know, him worthless, him this, him that, and so forth. All of the bad things them where Baby Mada would have said about a man when play him role in a them child life and all of that, my people. And some people is for the argument, and some people is against it, stating that the child is not in Foota hype name, so she know need to come out, come and behave that way, my people. You get to me and say, yeah man, however, we are going to take a listen at what Foota hype is saying. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and also click the notification bell. Let's get into it, my people. Check it out.
Jano people, me have to thank God. Cause me never know say. I saw my little pengeleng sweet. Hey man, almost 30 years now. A woman still a crash out over my little pengeleng. No, I say I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud. Yo, pengeleng. Pengeleng.
Majah know, but why Foota not easy, you know. So mums did dep on alive and say Foota thing dead and him can't do nothing and him thing little and all of them thing them people. All of the things them where, as we say, when a woman and a man break up, first thing you start here, the man yam catches him a fish and all of them stuff there. And you never did that here, none of them thing there when the relationship thing there. Some of us know say, well, you know, the ladies them always keep up them thing them people. When we want them to start with, if the man eat and do all of them thing there, them talk from the relationship. But good, that means that we know so when we hear it, when it mash up, we can actually take it serious. This is like a scenario where the boy cried wolf, where when the wolf forward for real, we don't know if a true or a lie, my people. I get them and say, some mums that talk up a bag of things, and as we say, you know, based on before even Foota come out, come say with us say, well, you know, a 40 days and 40 nights for Foota, because you don't know from Foota say Kartel, mama I go come out and roll out and go on with a bag of things. I get them and say, but now that Foota I would acknowledge her publicly, me probably have to put on another 40 days and say, well, 80 days and 80 nights for Foota. We expect more lives and more things to mama come talk about Foota again, my people. You get them and say, yeah man, cause as Foota say, him thing was so effective that 30 years after she can't get over it, my people. But anyways, just a small reasoning, my people, based on my observation and all I wagwan, because you don't know a fun and games, you know, Kartel actually fans them out and Foota hype say what I say and all of that, the Baby Mada say what I say. But that just forward up to one conclusion where that stand out to me above all of this. And at the instance with Foota hype and him Baby Mada. And I just want to say one thing as it relates to that, my people. And this is just my personal opinion. But I just said to the ladies, them where are listening, say, ensure that the child where you have with any man, whether him rich or him poor, put it in a the man name. You see it. And if it's going to be a case where you are going to have an issue with you know, a man being poor and him come from a particular place and you know want to bear a child with him. Do not go in a relationship with him in the first place, my people. Because would I observe this story and clearly should I indicate that our family never rate Foota hype and our friend them look down upon him and so forth. And it's understandable. You from the ghetto, you from the streets, not known to go on and so forth. She personally rate him because probably him deal with her good, tell her be things in her ear, be lyrics and all of them things there. And so forth, my people. But when it comes on to our friend them, you know, and our family and so forth, them probably does feel like she deserve better, my people. And maybe this is just my speculation. Maybe when she actually got pregnant, our family or our friends, them are probably she in her meds and say, boy, you know, she rate Foota still, but she don't think that he is the ideal man for be the father of that child on a certain level. So probably she put the child in a somebody else man name or fear name or, you know, our family name or whatever it is, my people. You get me? I say, and you automatically doing that, you know, first, you know, you're going to mash up the whole thing because at the end of the day, yes, it can be a case where the man happen to be a cruff with you and just remain where him there and so forth. But me still feel like the father of the child or the father of the child, my people. And in a Foota hype case, clearly, it would have kind of work the other way around. You get me? I say because clearly Foota hype would have elevate out of Grand Spencer, Cassava Piece or wherever I'm from, my people, and you know, get popular and everybody know of him and all of them things there. You know, the entertainment industry, the clout there and so forth. And of course, you know, she would have basically be, you know, bitter about the decision that was made, my people. You get me? I say, you don't know a woman them, you know, and woman no deal with accountability and so forth. Woman I operate a way where, of course, the world supposed to sympathize with them with any decision where they make, my people. You get me? I say, yeah, man, at the end of the day, in terms of the reasoning them when me hear, I have never heard like it was from Foota hype. We say, yo, me never want the pitney and all of that. You know, put him in our next man name and so forth. Clearly, the decision came from her side or for our family side, my people. You get me? I say, and at the end of the day, as me say, yes, me would have hear that Foota hype would have acknowledge, say, yes, the kids is and all of that. But me would have feel like, say, a simple and easy fix to this is, you know, just do a DNA and change the youth name and so forth. But probably Foota hype I say, well, this is not my decision in the first place. You know, she should have put the child in my name, and all of this could have been avoided. So me not obligated for out there and rush I go broke my neck for doing on DNA. And as we say, probably she as the woman I say, well, yeah, me did do that and whatever, and so what. You know, me a woman, you know, supposed to just agree with anything me do and in my deadbeat and all of that, my people. So at the end of the day, as me say, you know, when it, in my view, just to avoid all of them things and all of them embarrassment and so forth, just put the child in the right man name, because at the end of the day, for some people, you know, like the Gaza nation would have just entertained by she burning out Foota hype and talking about things and so forth. Them would have, you know, entertained that and just know say boy, whatever. But if it's a case where, you know, any little thing go on where it would have operate the opposite way, like if Vybz Kartel was Vybz Kartel and in a Foota hype shoes, the Gaza nation have burn her out and say, I want to go one side. Perfect example, there was a little girl with up on the internet around say, the likes of Liquor. I think a Liquor Addy did have a child with her. She have a child with Liquor Addy rather. And Shorty say, well, the child a jacket or whatever. And the whole Gaza nation tell her to go sit on one side. So I saw the thing go. I kind of understand that it's kind of a different scenario because they would have do DNA and so forth. But at the end of the day, as me say, just to avoid all of this, if you know whether the man poor or rich, or whatever, you know, him fat and sour, him maga like thread, this or that or whatever. Once you was willing to go in a relationship with him and lay down in our bed with him, once you get pregnant, get the right man in you, because you never can tell what the future may hold. And that is what is causing the problem in my view, my people. But let's move on. But outside of that, we have the likes of Valiant, my people. And Valiant had some interesting things to say on a recent interview with a lady named Wagwan Munchi, my people. So Valiant is stating that he's a column in a dancehall and also he can be or will be the king of dancehall in the next 2 years. Not sure what are your thoughts if you are going to see this as delusions or there is a possibility. Check it out.
Always focus on my thing. I'm not too meds people thing. I'm not meds who I do this, who I do that. I always meds my thing. Everybody blessing different, you see? Yeah.
So what does Valiant stand for musically and lyrically?
Longevity. bold, outspoken, here to stay. I don't know. On a dancehall column them. And maybe 2 years from this, the king.
Say my people, so that a go on pa what a go on, and that is the reason why, when Massacre came out and make that self-proclamation about him being the king, me strongly disagree with it, my people, because I know say it a go open doors for more delusions. You get me I say? And I am not saying that, Valiant cannot be the king of dancehall one day, my people. But at the end of the day, I feel like that argument is just basically biting off more than what him can chew. Because now we are go hold Valiant to that and look on him career for the next 2 years and, judge him by that as well, my people. You get me I say? Not saying that we are safe because we want to bring down him career or whatever. But me just feel like say, more while the artists them for build. Because at the end of the day, you still have Massacre there, you have, even though Alkaline, me never see my lobby about King of Dancehall and them thing. You have Massacre, you have Alkaline, you have Popcorn, you have many more where I do them thing, my people. You get me I say where Valiant has not surpassed yet. And at the end of the day, even with Massacre still out there and blazing. And I do not see Valiant surpassing Massacre in the next 2 years, my people. You get me? I say, I'm not like me a fortune teller or anything like that. And in terms of being a column, what would I describe as a column, my people, is an artist where if them not sing nothing tomorrow, if them not, let's say, you not find a hit song for that area, you still are going to be who you be. If Vybz Kartel not find a hit song for that era, if Popcorn not find a hit song, if Mada not find a hit song, if Alkaline not find a hit song, and probably even Massacre, my people, you get me I say, if them not find a hit song, if I do not find a hit song, it changes nothing for them, my people. You get me I say, them will still be who them be. If Busy Signal, Sean Paul, and the list goes on, that is who Muda call a column. I do not think Valiant reach a stage where if him not find a hit song, things are going to be the same for him, my people. I still think him need a little more work. But at the end of the day, as I say, to each his own. Probably everybody look on column thing different. So, we don't know all the things still. And also, with us, the likes of Beanie Man. With us, Beanie Man and speak on Future Fambo, Rum and Red Bull argument, my people. I don't know. Future Fambo is stating that Beanie Man stole his song and all of that, my people. However, Beanie Man is stating that him just respond to the questions as how they are asked. Who sing the song? And him will say, Beanie Man. You get to me, I say, them never ask who write the song. Or else I say, him and Fambo, my people. You get to me, I say, yeah, man, we see where explain it overnightly fix and all of that. I want you to tell me what you think when you hear this. Check it out.
Wait. Then I have no problem I sing that part.
No, I don't have a problem I sing that part. I've had a verse, I've had a verse, That's why I know, in case I never know. Because in my start the day with the flask and bury with ice in the glass. Then that say GPS can't find me last. And I say no, satellite, it flow better. Satellite can't find me last. So buy me one liquor, call me and me one boss. Drink to junk that me end ass.
Yeah.
After the flask, I move to the quad. Notice when I sing that song up on stage, I only DJ the first verse. Because I don't know the second verse. I never work the rent right, so I'm going to try.
Fambo write the second verse?
Yeah, Fambo write the second verse. Me write the punchline and I help him write the first verse.
It seems the problem you have is that you not give him credit none for writing any part of the song. Like it seems like whenever you talk about the song, like you tell people
a Future Fambo featuring Beanie Man, Because me have my song, I'm okay because I'm clean. Yeah. So when we done Vice okay now, Cargo, the Vice, then I go out to go see him, I write the song. But true, I'm a friend from a long time. You see me? So I say, alright, where you there? So I say, alright, when I leave him out the door now, I go in the studio and put on the punchline. Because I don't have the punchline already. As I tell you, I say, I don't write song. See? So I get the idea for the punchline and I need the tree. And then
boy, the one Beanie Man not easy, people. Yeah, man. But at the end of the day, that is Beanie Man and Fambo and all of that, my people. But Beanie Man make a strong point. He's stating that the song is Future Fambo featuring Beanie Man. So clearly, just the title alone will make you know that a Fambo song. But he's stating that, You know, somebody asked him, say, yo, I hear a song that him just all say, yeah, because he was a feature upon the song, my people. I get to me and say, he's stating that him no say not wrong when him say that. So, I don't know one of the things still, my people. In terms of Beanie Man upcoming show, Summer Sizzle, do you feel like him for book Fambo or have Fambo come out as a surprise guest on the show? I think so, my people. Music over all things, you know. And you don't know Fambo and I'm fastness and chat up a bag of things and stuff for my people. But, you know, I'm not say Beanie Man have to do it, but it would have been nice, my people. I get to me and say, so, I could see what I go on this and if, you know, Beanie Man and Fambo can make that happen for the people. But outside of that, my people, we swear the likes of Gaddafi, we swear Gaddafi is stating that him thinks that Vybz Kartel is bragging on poor people and him brag too much and all of that, my people. But you know, producer have a lot to say as it relates to Vybz Kartel. We are going to listen to what he is saying and then we give our little conclusion, my people. Check it out.
Yes, my people. Vybz Kartel. Coming from the altar. Vybz Kartel, coming from the altar. We say that, we say this. What it profit a man to gain the whole world and in the end him lose his own soul? Cartel. Me hear you brag and I show off on your poor people. Them I talk about you know chat to poor people. And poor people this and poor people that. Cartel, you was once poor and God help you. For half a dollar you can maintain your lifestyle and help your family. But you're not rich. Cartel, you don't value $1 billion US. You're not LeBron, you're not Steph Curry, you're not Jay-Z them. Cartel, I never see them and they come out on no media. And I go tell people how much house them buy and how much this and that them buy. Cartel, you're living in America. In America you live. No. You see? I'm going to tell you this. All of the great black men in America, we never show off neither. Then bring them down to them feet. Yeah, man. Mike Tyson, Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson, Mike Tyson, and all of those O.J. Simpson. When I turn and try to fall Kobe Bryant, me call a girl come hug him up and say this and that. So all you there, I brag and I show off but you have money, you live in America. And that me I come to tell you this morning, you're living in America. And Cartel, you don't have the money. You don't have the money. Cartel, you not value $10 billion. You're not Bill Gates. Come over for social media and start brag and show off on poor people. Stop show up on poor people and tell people, Jamaican people in the world, because you're not show up on American. American don't see you unless you have a show. Yo, I'm out.
So, my people, that is what the likes of Gaddafi have to say as it relates to Vybz Kartel. And my question is, where all of them new rules are come from? I mean, I talk alkaline show. I talk about, you know, the requirements if you actually have your money where you work hard for. You know, the man never make it sound like when you talk about Jamaica, everything's supposed to be depression and all of them things there. If a man work hard for money and feel like, say, him want to brag and boast about it, my people, I have no issue with that. You get to me and say, I hear money. And if him a boast from people where him and them are not friend then, so to speak. I do not think you're obligated to treat your enemies nice, whether them rich or them poor. You know, people when I like you or no, want or mean nothing good for you. You're not obligated to be nice to them or anything like that. You do what you want, my people. You get to me and say, so I have no issue with Vybz Kartel flaunting anything we have. You know, at the end, as me say, he's a Jamaican, and me feel like say, I know everybody's supposed to be downtrodden and poor in our Jamaican community either. And at the end, as me say, if you is a fan of Vybz Kartel and so forth, maybe you're very glad to see whatever. Or if you're just a general person where like to see progress and motivation, I don't think you're going to have an issue. And if I'm going to burn a fire upon people when I want to see nothing go good for me people, me can't beat him for that either because me would do the same thing. I remember say from Bible days, bro, if I go on my people, if I check Psalms 23 verse 5, them say, yo, don't prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. So you don't know, say even Jah endorse boss in make you know, say you have a boss pan the fussy them more while and show them say the thing loud. So at the end of the day, as me say, if a man work for him things and so forth, there is no requirement that him have to hide, you know, or show or whatever. A man just do anything he want to my people. I get to me, I say he must know. So I do not necessarily agree with Gaddafi say, oh, because they don't have 10 million like Bill Gates, you not supposed to proud of yourself or whatever. You get to me, I say, me they even need the level of riches like Vybz Kartel. A man can have all $5,000 and feel proud of himself. I work fit or whatever. And if him feel like we showcase it, me not see nothing wrong with people. But that is just my view still. I don't know how the thing go. And last but not least, would I swear the like stuff Majah hype? You know, would I reveal that his probation is over and all of them things, them people. And now walk us through why he had to remain silent over the years and speak and God being good to him and all of them things. Very interesting what Majah hype of my people. So we are take a listen at all he has to say and tell more the thing. Check it out.
But I'm just letting y'all know, because a lot of people deemed me to be a wicked person, to be evil, to be an abuser, and all of these things. Now that probation is over, officially, now that probation is officially over, me can blood clot talk. See? Let me telling you this right now. See? When I initially went to court, see? Listen to the story, you know. When I initially went to court, I had a lawyer. The lawyer was one of the baddest lawyers them in my county. See? The woman tell me say she never lose a case yet. I'ma find out she did lose a case before. So when I brought it up to her, she said, all right, I don't want to represent you no more. That was $7,500 down the drain. The woman never gave me back my money. I had to go and get another lawyer. I got another lawyer from another county. When I got the lawyer from the county, the lawyer looked at me and said, is this girl coming to court? I said, from what I know, she's not coming. She told me she's not coming to court. This is our next $8,000. So we reached from 7,500 to 8 now. Zin? All right, me give this liar no money. See? He said if she's not coming to court, I'm going to ask for a bench trial, which means we're not waiting on a jury. The judge will decide what is to go on and what is not going to go on. Every time my lawyer went to court and asked for a bench trial, they prolonged it. They prolonged it. Okay? They prolonged every time we went to court, we asked for a bench trial. They prolonged it. The girl never showed up. We was telling them that they are wasting our time and we need to move forward. See? They never wanted to do that. They prolonged it and prolonged it and prolonged it. Right? Una know, me da fight the case for y'all 3 years. See? All right. The girl still did a talk to me. Me still did a fuck the girl. Even after she came on live and told y'all that I abused her and all of this, the girl, I was still fucking her after that. She was still coming to my house, sneaking in my house. She came here to fight a girl that I was dealing with. And I have the video for that, and I will show y'all that as well. Because you know, come and beat me down and rip me down and destroy me and say me a abuse and me a this and me a that. See? The girl come on me yard. I me have a girl here so we me that date the time. She come in at the house, unknown to me, show up on me yard. See? Show up on me yard. See? And want to fight the girl in my house. She come with her friend, and I'm going to tell you all about the friend too. I'm going to tell you all about the friend too. See? Come on my yard and fight. I want to fight the girl and kick the girl out of my house. When she did that, the batty boy when him Kevin Ramdial, the brother when him Culture Empowerment. When you know, used to see me there on live with him and a Ray and this and that. That batty boy there. That pussy hole there, when it play like me and him a friend. Go back to the girl and tell her, say, you fi go to court. Because he is planning that if you don't go to court, he's going to use it against you. So you need to go to court to protect yourself. This is what the batty boy tell the woman. And she came to court. Last minute. We sat, there was 15 people in the courtroom that was willing to testify. There was loads of evidence that I gave the lawyer. And you know what happened? You know what happened? The lawyer never submitted the names of the witnesses, and the lawyer never submitted the evidence because he was banking on her not coming to court. So when we decided that fuck that, she's here, we're going to trial, you know what the judge said? The judge said, you can go to trial if you want, but none of the evidence that you submitted and none of these 15 people that is going to testify on your behalf is going to be admissible in court because he did not submit it within the 10-day status that he was supposed to submit it. I said, okay, can I change my lawyer? Because now I don't care if you thought she was coming to court or not. You still were supposed to prepare for if she did come to court. You're not supposed, as a lawyer, you're not supposed to sit here and bank on, oh, she's not coming to court, so I don't got to prepare if we do go to trial. So I said, can I change my lawyer? He said, yes, you can change your lawyer right now. But that lawyer is going to have to be here in the next hour because we're going to go to court and we're going to pick a jury and we're going to start the trial today. Because the judge was annoyed of this case being put off every fucking minute. Every month they put off the case. Every month they put off the case. So the judge was annoyed. And the judge said, you know what? We have to move forward today. We sat in the courtroom and you could ask everybody who was there. All 15 people that was there ready to testify. And beaten and abused and this and all of that. Right? Now, we waited there. The court closes at 5 p.m. The girl walked in the court at 4:58 p.m. with her mother, her sister, and her son. And they had about 8 sheriffs around her. And she walked in there, and the judge said, we're going to start a case and we're going to start a plea. Do you want to take the plea or do you want to go to trial? Knowing that I didn't have any admissible evidence or witnesses, I decided to take the plea because they would have cooked me in there. They trumped up a bunch of charges, kidnapping, this, that. It was about 6 charges. It was about 6 charges they trumped up. And this is the reason why the youth that I run off in mouth and I say, me kidnap woman and this and that, I never got charged with kidnapping. They took it off. That's why he's getting sued for defamation of character. Because I never got charged with kidnapping. So you just run your mouth about something where you don't even know. And that's why you're getting sued. It came down to 2 charges. They tried to give me 5 years for the charge. The judge said no. They tried to give me 3 years for the charges. The judge said no. They tried to give me 1 year for the charges. The judge said no. The judge said, based on the picture that she was flaunting around, I don't know if this man did it or not, but she has a picture that they submitted. So she was the only person with evidence. I had no evidence because of the lawyers. So the judge said I have a job to do. The judge said, I've been a lawyer, I've been a prosecutor, and I've been a judge. So I'm on 3 sides of this coin. So I'm not going to let them destroy your name or destroy your life because you are a man that is a single father that resides in this state that doesn't have no record. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 30 days. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you 60 days, but I'm going to give you 2 for 1. So 1 day is considered as 2. So it's 60 days, but it's really going to be 30 days. And you will get 5 years probation. I took the plea because I would have fucking killed myself to go to trial with no fucking evidence. That's why I took the plea. That's why people are walking around saying, didn't you get convicted for this? Or you're an abuser, you're a. That's why I took the 30 days. The judge looked at me and said, sir, do you need time to get your affairs in order? I said, yes, sir. He said, verbatim, I like how you conduct yourself. I'm proud of you as a black man in America that doesn't have a record. You're a single father, and I would never sit here and let them destroy your life. He asked such gal, do you have anything to say before we sentence this man? She said no. He said, you sure you don't want to say anything? Because the reason why we're here is because of you. So you don't have anything you want to say? No, I have nothing to say. Okay. After he gave me the sentence, he said, take 2 weeks. Take 2 weeks to get your affairs in order. Get your house right. The prosecutor said, I don't want him to drink while he's on probation. The judge said, Mr. Joseph, why doesn't she want you to drink while you're on probation? I said, I don't know. He said to me, are you an alcoholic? I said, no. He said, well, then I'm not putting that on your stipulations. They also said, I want him to not be able to talk about this case until his probation is over. The judge granted her that. The judge granted her that. That's why I wasn't talking about the case for the last 3 years. The probation officer, I was on, let me not jump. Let me not jump. So I took the plea and did the 30 days. I actually did 33 days and I came out on probation. I'm going to show you how God good is to me. And this is the reason why I will never lose my faith in God, no matter what I'm going through in life. When I got out of jail, 33 days, because they tried to keep me for the 60 days because they said I didn't approve for the 2-for-1 deal. So I got to do the full 60 days. My mother and my family, everybody came down here and got a new lawyer again. And the lawyer worked the case and said, we're going to have a release hearing because the judge specifically said he's giving you 30 days, although the sentence was for 60 days. So we're going to bring this case back in front of the judge so that the judge can decide if you should stay in there for the full 60 days or if he should stick to the 30 days that he wanted to give you. When my family went to court, they brought me from the jail to court. And I sat in the back of the court in a holding cell. And the officer looked at me and said, the judge is dealing with the YSL case, which is a very serious case. So you might be sitting here for the next 5 hours. I said, okay, no problem. I sat in there for about 20 minutes. And the officer came back in the holding cell and said, the judge said that he didn't need to see you because he remembers your case very distinctively. And he's releasing you today. So when you go back to the jail, pack your stuff, you're leaving. Glory be to God. Glory be to God. I went back to the jail. All of my friends that was in there, everybody that I was acquainted with in jail, already packed my stuff. I don't know how they knew that I was getting released, but they knew. And they packed all my stuff. I gave my commissary to my friends, and I walked out of that building 33 days later. Remember how old Jesus was when they crucified him. I got out. I had to do the Love and Harmony cruise the next month. The next month, I had to do the Love and Harmony cruise. I went to my probation because they put me on a probation where I had to call in every month. When I called in and I went to the probation office, I told them I'm a comedian and I have a show to do and I have to leave the state. They said, you cannot leave the state. 90 days prior to you getting out, you cannot leave the state. Unless the judge signs off and releases you from leaving the state. My lawyer went to the judge, asked him, can I leave the state? The judge said, absolutely, and signed off on it. Now the cruise leaves from Florida, but goes to the Bahamas and Jamaica. The probation office now said, you got permission to leave the state, but you can't leave the country unless the judge signs off on it. My lawyer then went again and presented it in front of the judge. And the judge signed off on it that I can leave the country. I want y'all to understand how great God is. I want y'all to understand how his mercy and his kindness and his grace works. I travel for a living. If anybody knows the laws about Canada, if you have a record, you cannot enter Canada. I went to Canada about 6 times. It never came up on my name. It never came up on my name. If I'm not a living testimony to y'all, I don't know what is. I walked through the immigration of England. I walked through the immigration of Jamaica, Trinidad, everywhere. Without a bump or a bruise. Without a secondary search. The whole time I was going through this situation. I was supposed to be on probation for 5 years. They put me from calling in to non-contact, which is you don't got to call in, just stay out of trouble, to I received a call about about a month ago from a probation officer that said, we have selected you for early release off of probation. We have to submit it to the judge, and the judge has to sign off on it. It's been 3 years since I've been on probation. It's been 3 years since I've been released that I haven't been talking about this situation because one of the stipulations was that I cannot talk about this case. The probation officer told me that she's going to court on the 27th, and I need to send her a reminder text so that she can present it to the judge. That was the 27th of this month, which was what? Monday. I sent her that text, and she said, thank you. And I said, thank you as well. and I didn't hear back from her. I decided to call her this morning. And when I called her this morning, she said, Nigel, your release has been approved. The judge signed off on it Monday. So you are officially off of probation. And one thing that the lawyer also did for me, fuck the probation, not the probation, sorry. Love you. Thank you very much for all that you have done for me. Y'all never treated me like a criminal at all. Fuck the prosecutor. And this is why I don't fuck with prosecutors, because they don't care about the truth. What they care about is making a case on somebody that's innocent and how it looks to them. They don't give a fuck about getting to the truth. The judge also gave me first offenders rights. The judge gave me first offenders rights, which means when I complete the probation, I no longer have a record anymore. My name is no longer associated with a crime. Glory be to God. Thank you, Jesus, for all you have done for me. So all the people who wanted to be right about this situation, all of the people who deemed me to be a wicked person and to be an abuser, let me tell you something. That girl was a police officer. If anybody could recall how that played out, I was on live with that demon the Wednesday, doing a makeup tutorial. She left Thanksgiving Thursday. And I told her, if you leave this time, because God has removed her out of my house plenty of times. And I kept on going back for her. And I told her, this time, the next time you leave this house, it is over. It is done. I'm never coming back for you again. And when she realized that I was serious about what I was talking about, she decided I gotta bring him down. In association with the fucking faggot named Kevin Ramdale, aka Culture Empowerment. That sit on Instagram and TikTok and try to manipulate women so he could have his way with them. Who knows the Bible from back to front so that he can use the Bible to manipulate people with scripture. The same person that when I went to fucking Florida and went to his house, invited her to his house so that we could sit down and have a conversation. And when she walked in his house, she cried to me and said, I'm sorry for doing this to you. The same person that used to meet me in New York, the same person that had her friend that works for Delta, and I'm going to sue the fuck out of Delta for that too. For having this person that is an employee of Delta running my name to see where I'm traveling to next. I went to do a show in Boston, and this girl was on the same flight as me, which she later confessed to me that her friend ran my name to see what flight I'm on so that she could put her on the same exact flight.
So that is the likes of Majah hype in here. Get to me, I say, yeah man, stating that him finally can talk and, reveal what was going on when couldn't get fair talk when, in probation did not go on. And the idea, so it go when it comes down to the comedian life. You get to me, I say, yeah man, the girls them bad. So he must probably just find himself a decent one and settle along with and lower for the mockers them. Because I be things the mockers them go on it. Anybody remember that Majah hype incident there? No, say I be things it go on in at that time. So big up on yourself and bless up on yourself still. You don't know how the thing go. Get you now another one. I'm out.